Josh Darrow, Larry Bluestein.
Right there, 1 week
Remember
off.
when JT was here?
Yeah.
Like you could. I mean,
Oh,
it's like
my
Chris
gosh.
Plus, but I will say this: I'm a lot more comfortable because
Thank you.
I got elbow room. I told sitting next to JT is like the big guy on the plane. You're in the middle seat, big dude's aisle. I feel like we have an open middle seat.
I'll tell you what, I think the first time we did it, JT and I went back and watched the replay, and I go, oh my gosh. I said, either you got to lose weight or I got to gain it.
Well, I'm back. We're proportional now.
Yes,
we are very proportional.
Right there, yeah.
Autonation Gridiron Report, by the way, Scholar Athlete, $1,000 a month. Click the tab, $1,000 winner in Dade, $1,000 winner in Broward. Hey, recruiting takes a little bit of a lull, sort of right at the beginning of the season. Now it's the time for commitments to start heating up again. And we've had we had a couple, more than three, but the three most recent players who have made their commitments we want to talk about. Even though we mentioned their names and evaluated them plenty and seen them plenty of times, figured we would give them their just due one last time before signing day. Let's start with Alan Edward, once a Miami commit. That did not go the way he wanted. But he has found a home, and it's with George McDonald, a former Miami assistant who's now the offensive coordinator. He'll be going up to, he'll be staying in the ACC, and he'll be playing for Syracuse. What do you think of that?
I'll tell you, he's pretty special. I got a chance to see him last week, and his arm strength is crazy, and he'll hurt you with his wheels too. So, and he's a tall kid. I didn't realize, we had him on the show a number of times. We watched him at 7-on-7, but then I had a chance to see him in game footage, live game, and he can do a lot of things. He just doesn't get a lot of help. A lot of the blocking. Before he knows it, the defenders are on him. But I'll tell you what, he gets a little bit of blocking. He's going to wow everybody for a long time, because when you have that strong an arm, you have the capability of spotting kids. You can't walk it up to a kid. If you throw the ball, you got to trust that they're going to catch it. So I think somewhere during the line, I said to one of the people at the game, I says, that's why he was committed to Miami. That's what they saw in him. They saw a great deal of athleticism, tremendous arm strength, and the ability to lead a team.
All right, now our next guy we've talked about. I'm not sure there's enough praise collectively to talk about how we feel about Quentin Flowers, but it's funny you just talked about the offensive line letting somebody down, and that would be the case for Quentin Flowers, because he's always on the move, can always make moves. He has the ability to make plays with his feet, and he certainly has a strong enough arm, and he's finally settled on a school and will be attending South Florida.
I've been singing his praises, as you know, for a long time, and a lot of people in the Tampa area had remember when I said if he gets to go to USF, and I think that was one of the things that I said. As soon as Telly Lockett got the job, I said, he's going to bring two kids and shake up the world. One was Dietrich Nichols. We talked about him, and he's already in the fold at USF, and the other was Quentin Flowers. His friendship with Coach Brown goes back so many years. I'm talking about Telly Lockett, to the point where he said to Lockett and Brown got together and said, listen, this is a kid who could come in here, and that's why he committed early on. And then he backed off a little bit, just kind of wanted to see what else. I personally think he could play basically anywhere. He's going to be given a chance, and why wouldn't you? I think I said to the people in Tampa the last couple of days that he reminds me of a better version of B.J. Daniels, who was a very athletic guy, came out of Tallahassee. The one thing Winky Flowers does have is a tremendously big, strong arm. And once he gets to work with a quarterback coach only, and it's going to improve him. You're never going to improve instincts, because that's something that you have.
That's natural.
And that's him, and you've seen him enough. We watch him against South Dade, where he will be rushed, and all of a sudden he'll just know somebody's behind him, and he'll peel off, and he has that ability. He'll do it at the college level. He's done it at the youth level.
When he gets there, and he can have a pocket to sit in, and they can have someone who can work with him from a mechanics standpoint.
No doubt.
And I think the other thing too about Quentin is, we've seen him enough to know, but if you have never seen him and you look at him, you go, I don't know, is he an athlete? And then you watch him play.
Is he a linebacker? That's
right, but then you watch his ability to plant and move and cut.
And he's fast.
Yeah.
He's very fast, and he's powerful, and you don't ever take him out of the equation, just like when we were talking about Brandon Powell. Yeah, Brandon does so many things offensively, but I think he could hurt you just as much on defense. Well, so can Brandon. And
safety.
In 2 weeks, Quentin Flowers has picked off 4 balls and recovered a fumble. I mean, against 2 pretty good teams in Cardinal Gibbons and South Dade. So that has to tell you a little bit about what he's all about.
All right, now lastly, another guy who certainly we've known plenty of, and he's really come into his own here his senior year at Hialeah. Started off at American Heritage Plantation, and I think when he made his commitment, the general consensus was that Florida International and Ron Turner got a steal, and we're talking about Henry Bussey.
Yeah, I think that Ron Turner and FIU's gotten a lot of steals, and if you say that enough times, you just say, you know what, they're doing a great job of recruiting. Jordan Ingram, to me, is a huge no-brainer. I mean, when you land somebody like him and a Nick Macbeth right out of your own backyard, then you've done a tremendous job. The thing about Bussey is I had an opportunity to watch him youth football. Then I got a chance to watch him at American Heritage.
The old youth football trick.
Well, that's not the trick. The American Heritage, and this is coming up on the game coming up with Cardinal Gibbons and American Heritage. 2 years ago, it was Bussey and Isaiah McKenzie that played the key role in the win. So that's something to understand. Here's a guy that was making an impact as a 10th grader, line from scrimmage runner. And I think that within the first 2 years, he's just going to impact at FIU. He's a great runner. I just personally don't think that Hialeah uses him as much as they should. That's a guy you run 23, 24 times a game. He'll easily have 150, 160. And that he's just a quality back. Going to a school, like I said, you could quickly turn the favor around in this community by getting local kids, and that's what Coach Turner and FIU have done. Props to them.
All right, and then how about just 30 seconds, the playmaking ability that Notre Dame got with McKenzie since you brought him up.
Ooh. Well, you know as well as I do, he's in. You don't kick to him. I don't. I mean, I run down any sideline in America saying do not kick to him, because if you do, he's most likely going to take it back. I mean, Central had the ego. Everybody has the ego that he won't go on us, and then he's standing in the end zone flipping the ball to the ref.
All right, so we've seen Notre Dame in person 2 years ago. That's a different, not the same size, but certainly a different dimension.
Oh yeah,
for a guy like McKenzie.
Huge.
All right, so congratulations. We love when we see our kids move on, and hopefully they're all going to land in good spots. Alan Edward at Syracuse, Quentin Flowers at South Florida, and Henry Bussey at FIU, and Isaiah McKenzie at Notre Dame.
As long as you snuck him in there.
Of course. For Larry Bluestein, I'm Josh Darrow. Another edition of the Autonation Gridiron Report here on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com.